What's up, you motherfuckers? Good to see you. Okay, so I've been pondering. Yeah, I've been pondering. Okay, so what? Okay, I've been thinking basically about movies that I can watch over and over again, and I want to watch over and over again because I enjoy watching them, and because even though I may know the dialogue off by heart, I may know the action off by heart, I want to see the film over and over again. And whenever I'm bored, I'm like, oh well, I can watch that and not feel like, yeah, you know that thing when you're at your friend's house when they're like, oh fuck, there's nothing to do. We've been playing computer games all day. We want to watch a movie. We're tired. We want to fall asleep. We want to watch a film. What can we watch? And you point a movie out and they go, no, we've seen that before, over and over, we've seen it. You want a film where you say, oh, okay. To me, films that I can watch over and over again, first of all, and some people are going to be like, oh, you're one of those people. Harry Potter. Personally, because I'm not a person that loved Harry Potter from the very beginning. You know, I didn't really know about it until till the first movie came up. You know, the leading up to that. Basically, I'd never read it. I read it when the book came out, when the movie came out. Basically, because I think when the first Harry Potter book came out, I was too young. I must have been like 3 years old or something like that. So I can remember there was an advert for it, and I think it was on like BBC One or something, and there was pretty much just like, I think it was a news story about London. It was packed with for this Harry Potter thing, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, what's that? Then I can remember watching the trailer, the adverts for the first movie, Philosopher's Stone. I can remember watching that and going, wow. Just watching it going, it's so magical. And the first time I watched it, I'd never seen a movie fucking like it. Where it was just so magical, it was so amazing. It just captivated me in a weird way. Like I'd never watched a movie really that had got me like that. That I'd watched it and I was just in amazement, and I just got sucked into the world of it. Where, you know, afterwards I was at school, I was pretending my number 2 pencil made of wood was a wand. You know, we were casting spells at each other. I was buying every flavoured beans and chocolate frogs and buying the games. And I remember I had like a Harry Potter outfit. Yeah, I ran Harry Potter. I had an outfit, you know, a costume. I had the toothbrush. I had fucking the game, everything. I was Harry Potter mad. So Harry Potter did that to me. Lord of the Rings, I loved. That was something that I just really, really enjoyed watching. And then I've never really read all the way through the books. You know, when I was like, what must have been about 10, 11, my mum got me the Harry Potter box set of the books and the Lord of the Rings box set for the books, and just something about J.R.R. Tolkien. Like, I love the story, the bits I do, but when I think something good's gonna happen, he starts writing 60 pages of just names that confuse me or sound like someone else. So I'm like, is that this person or this person? And then the lore got a bit too confusing, so I was like, put it down because I'm getting tired. I can't bother. I'm not wrapped up in it, but I do. I appreciate what he's done. He created this world. He created these races and these characters. He created languages for them. So I'm not undermining his work because I feel less captivated by it than I do the movies. The movies are kind of condensed. You know, there's a visual medium that suits some people, and there's a literature medium that suits other people. The Harry Potter books I like more than the movies, although I do love the movies a lot. Lord of the Rings books I can't really get into, but the movies I adore. I love those. I love the extended cuts. The Neverending Story is a movie that I watched as a kid because my sister was born mid-80s, my brother was born at the start of the 80s, so when I was born in the 90s, I kind of like got to watch all the movies I watched as a kid. I could grow up with, and then the movies my brother and sister watched. So I kind of got a bit of everything. So Neverending Story was one. I could watch that over and over again, and I have that wolf Gamork still scares the shit out of me in one way. Well, it just creeps me out. Like, I think for a kid's film, that was quite creepy. He was. You know, then you got the Sphinx that pierces light through your soul if you're not pure of heart, kind of thing. Like, if you're willing to walk through some way you know it's going to kill you, you're pure of heart, you know? You're pure of intention, but whatever. That Labyrinth is another one I watched over and over again. I love that film. I don't need to say any more about it. You know, it creeped me out in some places, but it was a brilliant film as a kid. I remember that. I remember Goonies. The Gremlins. I loved Home Alone. I could watch over and over again. A Christmas Carol. I love. I like different versions of it, but there's just no. I don't think any book has ever captivated me with the language like A Christmas Carol. Like, if I could be in, a play, A Christmas Carol would be the one because I just love the language. I love what Jacob Marley says. I love how things are described. I love, the scene where Scrooge is sitting, in his office at the start of the book, and it's kind of like, well, are there no workhouses, and things like that. I just love that whole section. So A Christmas Carol is another one I completely adore. So that's another one I'm watching over again. Pulp Fiction, anything by Tarantino, I can watch repeatedly. I love the quotability of his movies. Anything where it's got snappy lines, anything really with Samuel L. Jackson in is gonna have snappy lines in. But something about his Quentin Tarantino's films, I love that. I love Titanic. I don't always make it through it. I always cry at the exact same part, and yeah, I cry at it fine, whatever. Grease, I could watch over and over again. Screw Grease too. The Predator movies, I could. The Alien ones, I have to leave a big gap between watching them. Alien vs Predator, I enjoyed that film. I'm not saying it's brilliant, because it wasn't, but I like that film. I could watch that over again. So the Predator films I can watch, Harry Potter films I can watch. Disney, anything Disney I can watch repeatedly. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, The Lion King, Little Mermaid, I can watch them over and over again, and I do watch them over and over again. Because I love them, I adore them. They are like perfect movies. Mary Poppins, I love. Not every song's great. Some of the messages, I'm kind of like, wow, she's a bit of a bitch there, but it's good. So to me, those are the films I can watch over and over again. There are a few more that I'm forgetting, like Enter the Dragon. I could watch. I love that film. It gets me in a kung fu mood. I love that to pieces. I do. Horror movies, Psycho I can watch repeatedly. Hitchcock I watch quite a lot. What films do you watch repeatedly? What film can someone say to you on any day of the week, do you want to watch that? And you say yes every time. Not saying if someone's asked you 7 days in a row, but if someone asks you repeatedly, what film, could you watch this film repeatedly? What would those films be? Give me 10, 11, 12, 20, whatever. Just give me one film. What film can you just watch repeatedly, or films? Comment, rate, subscribe, and tell me those films.